Jasson Domínguez hit another home run. Remember, this guy is 20 years old. They call him the Martian. He made some history on that swing. The Angels, they're trying to avoid getting swept by the Oakland Athletics. Juan Soto and Manny Machado, they are trying their absolute best to keep the Padres in the playoff race. And Adolis Garcia, yeah, we're going to break down why that might have been the biggest swing of his entire career. All of that in today's MLB Recap, a series in which we recap every single game almost every single day. A reminder, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a jacket in the middle of the summer, I have the worst body chills of my life, so do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, because I'm making this video all by myself and I feel awful. All right, the first game from me. Wait, hold on. I just got an alert from Jeff Passan about Julio Urias. Oh no, this is happening, isn't it? This is happening live, and we have to now react to Julio Urias being arrested for some DV. Now, I do have to be careful about the words that I use because YouTube will strike this video down and it will get unmonetized. So Julio Urias was arrested last night. He was bailed out on a $50,000 bond, but this is now the second time that Julio Urias has been arrested for DV. I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. If this alleged incident is actually something that happened, there is no world in which Julio Urias is allowed to participate in Major League Baseball activities ever again. I know that baseball is a 3-strike game, but this is a 2-strike incident. DV is something that should not be taken lightly. Honestly, I don't foresee Julio Urias ever playing baseball ever again, at least professionally in America. What is going on? It's not that hard to be a good person. It is not that hard to keep your hands to yourself. Just pathetic behavior from a grown man who should know better. I almost don't even know how to move on from that. This happened live, but let's talk about this Mets and Mariners game, I guess. So the AL West division, it's going to take years off the lives of some of you guys out there. 2 games separates first from third place. The Mariners ran into a red-hot Pete Alonso. He had an RBI single in the first and then a 2-run home run in the third inning. That's his 40th home run of the season. He had 53 in 2019, 40 in 2022. He is all-time powerful. This Dominic Canzone kid, he could be special. He's got 11 extra base hits and a 110 OPS plus in 25 games as a Mariner. Mike Ford, he made a 1-run game on his 14th, but New York, they got those runs right back. McNeil, he has been much better lately. He's hitting 340 over the last month, and there it is. Home run number 41, RBI number 100 as well. Is Pete entering the conversation for best power hitter ever? He's hitting a home run every 13.02 at-bats for his career. That would rank 5th all-time just behind Mark McGwire, Aaron Judge, Babe Ruth, and Barry Bonds. Adam Ottavino, he struck out 3. The Mets stopped the Mariners, and they beat them 6-3. The Astros can get back to first place with a W over the Yankees, but New York, they can smell blood in the water. They're going for a sweep of the Astros. Houston has been a house of horrors for New York, so can they do it? Michael King, he was incredible. He held the Astros to 1 run over 5. He struck out 5, I think. Remember, he's a former relief pitcher, so he's trying to be Seth Lugo 2.0. Christian Javier finally looked like his 2022 self. He held the Yankees scoreless through 6. Okay, never mind. DJ LeMahieu, he tied it on a double, and no way the Martian did it again. He did! A 2-run home run. The Yankees are now up 3-1. He is the 4th rookie ever to have 2 home runs in his first 3 games as a Yankee. Aaron Judge did it. Yogi Berra did it. That's some pretty elite company if you ask me. Remember, he just turned 20 years old a few months ago. Gleyber Torres, he blasted another home run, and this is a monster home run. 435 feet for his 24th home run. Hopefully the Yankees can give him a contract extension because he's been really good this year. Rookies Austin Wells and Oswald Peraza both doubled in some RBIs, and for the first time in 10 years, in a decade since 2013, the Yankees sweep the Astros. The future is looking very, very bright down in the Bronx. So Houston loses, and that means the Rangers, they can get back to tied for second place with a W over the Twins, and as a Guardians fan, I desperately need the Rangers to stop being trash and actually win a ball game for once. Bless you, Mitch Garver. I hope you and your kin are given all of the riches of the world. And no, wait, did Royce Lewis just slap me in my face? He did. A 3-run ding-dong. Royce is no joke. He has 10 home runs and 32 RBIs in just 43 games this year. That's bananas. Both teams, they traded runs, so it's 4-4 in the 7th. Bless you again, sweet prince Mitch Garver. He's hitting 280 with 15 home runs and an insane 145 OPS plus. Minnesota, they can't make the comeback. Just kidding, of course they can, because they have Royce Lewis. That RBI single ties it again. Royce has been an RBI machine lately, but the next team to score, they're going to win it, and Adolis Garcia for president. El Bombe, he walks it off. Now, usually I start with the walk-offs, but I wanted to kind of surprise you guys because that swing right there, that got me hyped up, not only because I need the Twins to lose, but as a baseball fan, that was sick. So that's a huge W, not only for the Rangers, as they're tied for second place again with the Astros, but it's huge for degenerates like me who are preying on the Twins' downfall. I'm so sorry, Minnesota fans. I might be annoying over the next week or 2, but it's true though. Cleveland is going for a sweep over the Rays, and they can get within 4 games of first place, but Renee Pinto, yeah, he hurt my feelings big time with this swing. His 2-run home run put the Rays up early, But Cleveland, they got back into it on a Ramon Laureano single, and then there's an RBI single from the guy who just came back from the IL, Josh Naylor. Both starting pitchers, they basically went 5 innings with 6+ strikeouts and just 1 earned run, so they both got hurt by costly missteps on defense. We head to the 8th inning when Taylor Walls, he drove in Jose Siri after Siri took a walk and then stole his 11th bag of the season. The Rays, they kept pouring it on some terrible defense from the Guardians, so it's now 6-2. The Tampa Bay Rays do play spoiler. The Guardians cannot gain a game on the Twins, so they're still 5 games back. The Red Sox are definitely not going to catch Tampa Bay or Baltimore in the East, but technically, they're still alive in the AL wildcard. Same with the Blue Jays. We'll talk about Toronto after this. Masataka Yoshida, he really wants that AL Rookie of the Year award. He belted a long 3-run home run. Chris Sale turned the Royals offense into mincemeat. He went 5 shutout, only allowed 2 base hits the entire game. He also struck out 5, so I'm just really happy to see him locked in for a start. Adam Duvall, he won't stop the leading baseballs. He has 19 home runs in just 74 games played. The Red Sox, they ran it up to 7 after some dinking and dunking and then a double from Rafael Devers. He has 218 doubles already. He could eventually end up being in that elite 500 double club. So the Red Sox, they send the Royals to the worst record in baseball. Let's see if Toronto can keep up with a W over the dreadful Rockies. Vladdy meets space. It's crazy. In Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s worst season ever, he still has 21 home runs and a 115 OPS plus. Now, if you thought that ball was hit hard, check out this swing. Rookie Spencer Horwitz, he went almost 450 feet on that swing. That's his first career home run. Now, fellow rookie Hunter Goodman of the Rockies, he tied on a double when Vladdy, he gave the Blue Jays their lead back. The rookie phenom David Steiner then doubled in Vladdy, and then Spencer Horwitz again came in clutch for the Blue Jays. He singled home David Schneider. Rookie Hunter Goodman, he clutched up again. He played a 2 in the 5th to knock things back up. I think it was 5-5. So we head to the 9th. It's tied up, and 2-hit Whit Merrifield, he came up huge. That RBI single came right before Ernie Clement drove in a run. Ernie Clement, I can't believe that he's still in baseball, but good for him. That gave Jordan Romano a 2-run lead, and he nailed down his 32nd save of the season. The Blue Jays, they're a game and a half back of the Astros, and the Red Sox are 5.5 games back of the Astros in that wild card. So we already talked about a Dodgers member. Let's talk about the actual game from yesterday. The Dodgers are trying to avoid getting swept by the Braves in this 4-game series. Let's see if they can save some of their dignity. Rookie starting pitcher Bobby Miller, he was pitching out of his mind. He held the Braves scoreless over 5, and he finally got some help on the offensive side of things. Miguel Rojas, he doubled in the game's first run, and then Mookie Betts, he brought home Miguel to make it a 2 spot. Miller, he tossed another shutout frame in the 6th, and then he did get torched by Matt Olson in the 7th. That was it though. Olson, he has 44 home runs, so you can't let that affect you. He's going to do that to a bunch of other pitchers, and it didn't affect him. 7 innings, only 3 base hits allowed. James Outman, he got that run right back, and Brusdar Graterol, he now has 7 saves on the season. Who's going to win the NL? Is it the Braves, the Dodgers, or another sneaky team? The Orioles and the Diamondbacks. Ryan O'Hearn has been a godsend for Baltimore all year long. He drove in their first 2 runs off of Zach Allen, who was very good, and then Gunnar Henderson, he decided to double their lead on a 2-run single right before Corbin Carroll. He blasted off for his 24th home run. Who's the best power speed threat in baseball? Is it Corbin Carroll, Bobby Witt Jr.? For me, it's still Ronald Acuna Jr., but Arizona, they did end up tying it at 5 when Mullins and his buddy said, yeah, we'll be taking that back. Mullins, he had an RBI single. Jordan Westbrook, he had an RBI double. And then Baltimore's sweet prince, Ali Rutschman, he put the finishing touches on an 8-run night on a 2-run double. Ali has an insane 365 on base percentage and a 125 OPS plus through his first 244 games. The Diamondbacks, they fall in the wildcard standings, and we'll talk about that later on. Now, while we're on the topic of the wildcard standings in the NL, Miami, they can actually get back into the playoffs with the W right here. Luis Urias popped off in the first for a 6 home run. He's still hitting 356 on the season. I think that's the highest batting average since Josh Hamilton back when he won MVP, when he hit, I think it was 359. There was a few base loaded walks to make it 3-0. When Washington, they finally woke up. Lane Thomas, that is 3 consecutive games with a home run. He is one of 8 players with 30 doubles, 20 home runs, and 15 stolen bases. Other guys on that list, Ronald Acuna Jr., J-Rod, J-Ram, Freddie Freeman. So Lane Thomas is very, very good. His RBI single in the 5th put Washington out in front, but that lead, it was very short-lived. Both teams, they played terrible defense. Errors in the 6th and the 9th inning gave Miami their lead back, and then Brian De La Cruz, that single made it 6-4. That was just enough for the new closing pitcher Tanner Scott to feel comfortable. He nailed it down for his 4th save. The Marlins, look at them, they've won 4 in a row. Now we have to find the San Diego and San Francisco series, because if San Francisco loses this game, they'll be tied with Arizona and Miami in the wild card. Now, just like Lane Thomas, Juan Soto has a home run in 3 consecutive games. He's got 28 home runs and a 150 OPS plus. It blows my mind that Juan Soto is still just 24 years old. I feel like he's been in the league for a decade now, but he hasn't. Xander and Manny, they both ripped RBI extra base hits, with Xander's being an RBI double. That scores Machado, and the Machado, he did all of the work by himself. I feel like I'm about to black out. I think I'm really sick. We're going to keep powering on, but Manny Machado has 26 home runs, and check this out. Manny is the only third baseman in history to have 330 doubles and 300 home runs by age 30. He's also won multiple Gold Gloves defensively. Is he a future Hall of Famer? In my opinion, yes, he is. Seth Lugo, he went 6 shutout with a few strikeouts, and San Diego's pitching staff has been absolutely nails lately. Hader, he struck out 3 in the 9th to close it out. So now the Giants, they're in a 4 four-way tie in the NL wildcard. San Francisco is now tied with the Reds because the Cubs dismantled the Reds in Cincinnati. Belly, he started the barrage on that RBI right there. And yes, Cincinnati, they did have back-to-back home runs, and Tyler Stevenson, he put the Reds up a run after his two-run tater, but Belly and the boys, they were not playing around. Belly smoked his 23rd home run. He's still hitting .320 on the season. Ian Happ and Nick Madrigal, they drove in 3 more. 1 from Happ, 2 from Madrigal, and then there's 2 more. Mike Tauchman is having his best season since 2019 when he had 13 home runs and a 128 OPS plus for the Yankees. There's Dansby Swanson driving in 2 more. He's earned every penny of his contract so far, and that was a wrap. Candelario, he got an early Christmas gift. He had a home run off a positional player. Ian Happ had 2 more on an RBI double. And yeah, that was a demolition job. The Cubs beat the Reds 15-7. Look at the standings in the wild card in the National League. A 4-way tie for the final wildcard spot. We know none of these teams are probably going to catch up with the Phillies. Let's talk about the Phillies right now. Milwaukee went up 2-0 after they got home runs from William Contreras and Mark Canha, but that's light work for the Phillies because they can pop off for a 4 or 5 spot with ease, and they showed that in the second half of this game. Wade Miley, he was cooking the Phillies through 5, but that RBI double from Castellanos kind of figured it out for the Phillies. Bohm and Realmuto, they got on the board with RBI base hits. That's back-to-back home runs. Bohm, he has 42 extra base hits, 83 RBIs, and a 111 OPS plus, while JT Realmuto, he has 49 extra base hits, 17 stolen bases as a catcher, and on top of that, he has a 113 OPS plus. Trey Turner, he keeps chugging along. His RBI single ends the scoring for both teams as Craig Kimbrell, he struck out 2, he has 22 saves. So the Phillies, they're going to win that final wildcard spot, at least in my opinion. The Angels are trying their best to avoid getting swept by the A's, and even though they had an early lead, they could not hold it. Ryan Noda and Seth Brown, they straight up rake. Some of the most underrated power hitters in MLB, in my opinion. Rengifo, he tied it in the 7th, and since July 3rd, I want to point this out. Rengifo is hitting .322 with 11 home runs and a near .980 OPS and 47 starts. That is godly. Oakland immediately popped off for a huge 6-run 7th inning. They scored 2 on a Tony Kemp single. Shea Langoliers, he doubled in 2 more. Shea's been an RBI machine lately as well. Trevor May, he has 17 saves as Oakland. They do in fact beat the Angels, and they now have the 2nd worst record in baseball. They're ahead of the Royals. The Tigers took on the White Sox, and Tarek Skubal, he was lights out after allowing 2 runs in the 1st inning. Newcomer Carson Kelly, he doubled in 2 in the 2nd to tie it back up, and again, Skubal, he was amazing from innings 2 to 7. He was slicing and dicing. He racked up 7 strikeouts, so it's still tied 2-2 in the 7th. And Spencer Torkelson, he hit a big boy home run, 440 feet to seal a 3-2 W. He has 30 doubles, 25 home runs, so the extra bases, they are coming in droves right now for him. Alex Lang, he has 21 saves. I really like Alex Lang, by the way. He's pretty good. The Tigers beat the White Sox 3-2. The Cardinals and the Pirates, Nolan Gorman knocked in 2 on a single in the 2nd, and Jordan Walker, he left everything with his 14th home run. Pittsburgh, they did a great job at fighting back, but Alec Burleson, he broke it open again on a 2-run single, and that was pretty much the game. Giovanni Gallegos, he converted an 8-pitch save for his 10th save of the season. The Cardinals won 6-4, and that's it. I appreciate you guys watching all the way until the end. If you did, I'm gonna go take a nap and just try and sleep this off, but thank you guys for watching. Let me know your opinions on Julio Urias because he's probably done.
Leaping grab by Geloff.
Geloff's a big fella, as it is. Using every bit of that frame to...
Oh, nicely done on the juggle. Like they're picking on him, right?
Duvall hits a line drive and a dive by Bobby Witt Jr. Dive and saved a run, maybe 2.
Oh my goodness, C.J. Abrams! And the throw to finish it off.
Right. Look at that. What a play by C.J. Abrams.
Here's Rengifo, fly ball to left field, going back is Kemp near the track, on the move, leaps up, and Kemp!
And as he leaves his feet,